Hey, rock stars. So I picked up my phone this morning, didn't recognize the number, and on the other side was somebody that was some of the terminology that people would use, someone making a cold call. Or as I heard somewhere once that I really liked, the way that they looked at it really positively in a way that really motivated them every day is they were hunting for treasure. So I pick up the phone and this person is hunting for treasure, and they're calling, and they're a roofing company. And he starts with something to the extent, I didn't completely check the name, but like Safe Check or was something roofing. And he says, we're calling just to see if there was any hail and storm damage to your roof, and that if you have any time on Monday for us to come out and just do a free inspection for you to make sure that everything's great with your roof. And I responded with, we're all good here, thank you though. And he goes, that's right, that may very well be the case, and it's still great for us to come out and check. You'll find out either way. And again, it's just a free inspection. Do you have some time on Monday again? And I obviously said, no, I appreciate that. And obviously then we went on our way. But there are some really good clues in here about how he went about his phone call. So first off, I actually was not in town. So there was obviously some storm that was back. Maybe it was in my area directly or in the surrounding area. Not exactly sure, depending on where they're making calls and so forth. And there's been some storms in the last couple of weeks too. So, but I haven't had any challenges with my roof or anything. So, with that obviously being said, first off, they had a great approach that obviously they're calling when people would have that need, unfortunately. And then it was a free inspection to come out, and they were obviously just calling to say, we're just calling to see if you had any storm damage and offer free inspection, and would you have any time on Monday morning? So he's stating exactly why he's calling, stating there's no risk, it's completely for free. And then actually in this particular case, going straight to the close, because if anybody has that particular need, it's getting straight into the point, and they're just calling to see if it's, really just to give a free inspection if there is any damage, because especially in a situation like that, there's going to be. And then even when I came back and said, well, we're all good here, he just really neutralized it by saying that, that's right, which is a great frame to use for anything, by the way. And then the and frame. And we can just come out and double check and make sure. And again, it's just a free inspection. And then again, you'll know either way. And all those words in there are great language patterns. And then I might be slightly modifying exactly what he said in his language, but you get the overall arching point. He called, he got straight to the point, what it was about. It was a free inspection, went for the close, what time to meet. Then even when I offered quote unquote an objection or sales resistance, and then he said, that's right, which is a great frame to use for anything, by the way, in addition to that's great. And then he said, so that's right, and then again, you always want to use the word and instead of but. And in our communication and leadership classes, we talk about why phrases like that's right or that's great can be great to start on the other side of some objections or resistance, and why that word and is used instead of but to then bridge that to then what's on the other side of it, which is there where he went next. And then he went on and again kind of just reinforced what he said in his opening. Again, we're just going to double check, because one of the most powerful things in sales is anticipated regret. So we're just going to double check and make sure. And again, it's a free inspection. And then he went right back to the close again. Will you be home on Monday morning, or do you have some time on Monday morning? And obviously then I just said, no, I'm all good. And then we both went on our way. So that was the other good thing. He only really handled my objection once on his opening and then once on the other side. And the other thing I almost forgot is when he was on the other side of that, he said, that's right. And, we can come out, double check, and just to make sure, he also did add in there, we are finding a lot of people with missing shingles or leaks. So he threw in some of those, what are called like third-party testimonials, or the actual problems the clients are having and the people that they're working with and what they're discovering when they go out there, to kind of, again, just instill that anticipated regret. Because again, in this case, there's no cost, there's no risk to it. They're going to come out. You may or may not have had the damage, and to a certain extent, if you're kind of concerned or wondering about it at all in that little psyche, and this guy calls, you probably go, yeah, why don't you come out? So it was a really well laid out treasure hunting call, or what most people would call the cold call. So hopefully you can think about how that can help you in your business, because we can all struggle with knowing how to make one of those calls, either a cold call or an introduction to be able to generate some business and then see where the next steps goes from there. Because the first step is always curiosity, and what's that first date and that first phone call to get the first date. So hopefully you can apply that to your dates in business and have more of them and make more money. And if you want more information on how to continue to make your business even more simple, contact me directly. Continue to rock and roll, rock stars.